Hi everyone, I'm Luca Mancinelli. I'm a solution engineer here at Apryse, and yeah, I'm happy to be here at this wonderful conference in Berlin. Yeah, so documentation is used in companies, enterprises over the years have changed, especially with the AI evolution in recent years. Before, they were like still documents, an output of something, you print a PDF, for instance, or something like that. Now, actually, they're used as unstructured data for input in AI models, for instance. It's a true data layer nowadays. As I mentioned before, since you have a lot of usage of unstructured data documentation in the pipelines, today having the context is really important. So to feed contextual data into the LLMs, for instance, for AI-generated outputs is important, and that's what smarter data extraction does for you. Mainly there are three, let's say, problems, I would say. One is the layout, complexity of the documents, let's say. That has a huge challenge in terms of extracting appropriate data. Like you can have headers, you can have tables in a document and different formats, and that creates a huge complexity for the systems to extract information. A poor OCR, you can have a messy output there. And then, as I mentioned before, the loss of context. And that's what actually is a huge challenge today. Yeah, so in recent years, especially in highly regulated industries, especially talking to customers today, they're really concerned about where the data flows, how is the movement. So having, it's not one or the other. Each solution's cloud or hosted SDK, for instance, have their own merit. It depends on the use case, for instance. For privacy, for instance, having a self-hosted SDK reduces the risk in data movement in terms of privacy, for instance. Latencies as well, sometimes having a server closes reduce the latencies. Cloud, on the other hand, has the benefit that allows you to prototype faster. So each technology has their own method. With an SDK, we have the flexibility to deploy the data on-premise or in cloud, whichever you need to fit. I guess, first of all, the documentation. You need a really strong documentation so that developers can actually deploy the code, the SDK correctly. Also having real use cases where developers can actually copy some and take the code from. Also, another point, having high-level APIs facilitate a lot the developers in their work, in their job. So I think these are the main factors that makes a good SDK, for instance. Looking ahead, it's really complex because we have all these trends and it's hard to predict where it's going, which trend will be the most successful, let's say. The one thing is sure is that the complexity of the data is going to increase, the amount of the data is going to increase as well. So the pipelines of data management as well is going to be more critical, especially if we talk about unstructured data now that's going to be central in feeding, for instance, LLMs. And this is going to, I think this is a strong point, and that's where actually SDKs like Apryse can help to allow customers in the future, for instance, to basically process data and deliver better outputs overall.